start coming down. Thank you. Okay, so just taking a moment to allow your body to settle into the floor first. So let's just have chest and shoulders rolling open. Let your back of your pelvis be heavy, sinking down into the floor. And we're just going to take some deep breaths here to begin with. Big breath in through your nose and a long, slow exhale also through your nose if you can. Let's just hold and just stay in this position, but taking those deep breaths. With each inhale, get as much air in as you possibly can. And a long, slow exhale through your nose. Do that a couple more times. And we're going to start to move the arms. Let's start to warm up our arms and shoulders. So arms up towards the sky, palms facing in towards each other. And on your next in-breath, I want you to reach your fingertips up towards the sky, letting your shoulder blades lift away from the floor. And as you exhale, we're going to anchor those shoulder blades back down on the floor. So inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, anchor the shoulders back down onto the floor. Let's do that a few times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, anchor down. One more like that. And as you anchor those shoulder blades down this time, we're going to keep them in contact with the floor. And on your next in-breath, let's take the arms overhead now towards the floor behind you. And exhale to come back up to the sky. Again, let's inhale, arms go overhead. And exhale back up to the sky. So here we're trying to keep those ribs from moving. So it's just the arms and the ribs stay anchored down. As you exhale this time, bringing the arms back up to the sky, but then turn the palms to face down as you press the palms all the way down towards your hips, just making that range of movement a little bigger. So inhale, palms face in towards each other, float your arms up and overhead. And then exhale, let's press those palms down towards the floor as we come all the way down towards our hip. Again, inhale, palms face in. And exhale, palms face down. One more like that. Good, and as your arms come down towards your hips this time, we're going to keep the arms relaxed and down. Taking it into our pelvic tilt now, let's start to mobilise our lower body. So take a breath, and as you exhale, tilt your pelvis towards you. Inhale to tilt it back into that neutral position. So moving with your breath, as you exhale, tilt your pelvis towards you, flattening out your back, and then exhale, coming back into that neutral position. Keep going with that. This is really nice for getting rid of any tightness in your lower back. You know, if you've woken up and your back just feels a little bit stiff and just a little bit achy, this is a real gentle release. Now this time we're going to take it into our spine curl. We're going to curl all the way up. So tilting your pelvis towards you, and then keep tilting, keep tucking your tailbone as you roll your hips up towards the sky. And then slowly roll all the way back down. And we're going to do this a few times, so just move at your own pace. Tilting your pelvis towards you, roll those hips up to the sky. And then roll in your spine all the way back down. Nice and slow. Let's coordinate that with our breath this time. So we're going to inhale as we roll all the way up. And we're going to exhale as we roll all the way down. Try that again. Inhaling as you roll all the way up. And exhale as you roll all the way down. Let's add the arms again with this. So as you inhale, we're going to roll our hips up to the sky, and we're also going to float those arms up and overhead. And then exhale as you roll your spine down and press those palms down towards your hip. Inhale, roll up, arms reach up and over. And exhale as you roll down, floating those palms down to your hip. 2 more. And as you come all the way down this time, we're going to bring our knees in towards our chest. Give your knees a little hug and let's just rock gently side to side. We're going to take a moment to stretch out our legs now. So let's keep hold of one leg and let the other foot come down to rest on the floor. The leg that you've got holding on to, pull that knee deeply into your chest. Let's get a real good stretch. And then keeping hold of that leg, straighten it up to the sky. And let's point and flex our foot here. Getting some movement through your ankle, through your foot. And then let's circle at our ankle. Can you reverse that circle, go the other way? Good. And then when you're ready, just bring that knee deep into your chest again, pull it in. And then lowering that leg down. Let's do the same on the other side. So bring the knee deep into your chest, pull it in. And then keep hold of that leg, but straighten it up to the sky. And again, let's point and flex our foot here. And then circle at your ankle. And go the other way. Good, and then when you're ready, bringing that knee back into your chest again, pull it deep into your chest. And then lowering that leg down. Let's go back to that first leg. So bring that first leg back in. And we're going to do our leg circle. So you can choose whether you want to keep this free leg bent where it is, or if you want to challenge your stability a bit more, you can straighten that leg out and push out through your heel. The bent leg, we're going to take it up towards the sky now and slightly turn it out. And then anchor your arms down by your sides. On an in-breath, bring that leg across your body, and then as you exhale, we're going to circle that leg down, around, and up, bringing it back into that centre position. Let's do that again. Inhale, leg comes across. Exhale, circle down, around, and up. Try and keep your pelvis as still as you can. Inhale across. Exhale, circle down, around, and up. 2 more like this. Inhale across. Exhale, circle down, around, and up. Last one. Pause in as you come in through centre. Keeping that turn out, let's go the other way. So inhale, leg's going to go out. Exhale to circle down, around and up. Inhale, leg goes out. Exhale, circle down, around and up. And again, inhale, out. Exhale. Inhale, leg goes out. Exhale, circle down, around and up. 1 more. Inhale, out. Exhale, circle down, around and up. Bring that knee back into your chest. Let's just pull it in, give it a little stretch. And we're going to switch and do the same on the other side. So again, you can choose to keep the free leg out long or bend it in as you bring the other knee into your chest now. If that leg's out long, we're going to push out through that heel, really active that leg, like we're standing on it. Straighten this leg now up towards the sky, slightly turn it out. Anchoring your arms down by your sides, let's go. Inhale, leg comes across. Exhale to circle down, around and up. It might be different on this side. Inhale, leg comes across. Exhale, circle down, around and up. And again. 2 more. Do 1 more. And as you come in through centre, we're going to reverse it. Keep that turn out. Inhale as your leg goes out and exhale to circle. Inhale, leg goes out and exhale to circle. Good job. 2 more. And when you've finished your last circle, you're just going to bring your knee into your chest. You're going to bring your other knee into your chest. Give those knees a little hug and just rock gently side to side. So this is our little reset position. This is a position where it gives your abdominals a little break, it stretches out your lower back, and it's just a real nice little rest position, if you like. So we're going to come on to some core exercises now. So if any time you want to have a little rest and a little reset, come back to this position. We're going to come on up to seated. So when you're ready, bring yourself up to seated, and we're going to have our knees bent and our feet flat. and we're going to hold behind those knees. And we're going to do that half roll back where we really work our abdominals. So we're going to pause here, and then we're going to tuck that tailbone under and start to roll yourself back. Just roll back until your arms are straight, and then notice, can you feel your abdominals kicking in here? Take a little breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to roll ourselves back up to sit tall. So we're just playing around with finding those abdominals here. Let's do that again. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, rolling back till those arms are nice and straight. Pause for breath. Can you find those abs? And then exhale to roll yourself back up to seated. Now you might not need your arms, you're going to need your abs. You might not need your arms. Let's try with the arms reaching forward. So inhale. Exhale, roll back to where you can feel those abs kick in. Breath in. And exhale to roll back up. Now if it's too much, hold on with your arms. If you don't need the arms, then let's do it again. So we're playing around. Can you find those abs? And roll back up. And then as you come up this time, just drape forwards over your legs. Just give yourself a little break there. So that again is stretching out that lower back and giving your abdominals a little rest. So we're going to add on to this, add a little bit more abdominal challenge. If it's already challenging enough, you can stay rolling back, holding onto the legs, or rolling back with the arms forwards. If you're happy, we're going to move on a little bit and just add some movement to that now. So when you're ready, let's reach the arms forwards. Roll back to find that position where those abdominals kick in and the abdominals are working to hold you here. And then we're going to inhale and we're going to open the arms out. And we're going to exhale as we bring the arms forward, staying in that roll back position. Inhale, arms open, and exhale, come forward. Again, inhale, arms open, and exhale to come forwards. Can you do two more? One more time. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to come up and drape forwards over our knees again. Just pausing for a little breath. We're going to do a little bit more. This time, instead of opening the arms out, we're going to lift the arms overhead and then bring them down. Okay, when you're ready, reach the arms forwards. Again, rolling back to find that position where the abdominals kick in. This time, inhale, arms go up, and exhale to come forwards. Inhale, arms go up, and exhale forwards. Good, keep going. Can you do two more? One more time. Taking a breath, and exhale, roll up and rounding forwards over your legs. We've got one more exercise to do in this half roll back position, and again I'm going to add a little bit more challenge on. We're going to go back to that opening the arms out to a T, but this time as you open the arms out, I want you to lift one knee as well. Again, if it's too much, go back to one of the other ones. But when you're ready, let's again roll back to find that abdominal position. Okay, so open the arms out to a T and lift one knee. Lower the leg, bring the arms back in, and do the other side. Inhale, open the arms, lift the knee, and lower the leg, bring the arms in. Now I just want you to breathe here. So however makes sense to you, then breathe. Just don't hold your breath. Really nice. Definitely finding those abdominals now. Can you do one more on each side? Woo. And as you lower that leg, take a breath and exhale up and rounding forwards, draping over those legs. I'm presuming your abdominals are warm now. Mine definitely are. We're going to go all the way back down onto our back next. I've still not got my mat back. He's still laid on the mat. And it's not bothered that I'm laying on him. Maybe your feet this now. Okay. Okay. So just hold in here for a moment. Again, letting your spine settle into the floor. Anchoring your pelvis, anchoring your ribcage, and just slowing your breath down here. We're going to carry on with the core, some more abdominal exercises now, and we're going to find those toe taps. So trying to keep your pelvis nice and level, we're going to bring one leg into that tabletop position, and we're going to hold there and see if we can bring that second leg up as well. So both legs in tabletop. Okay, now as you inhale, I want you to lower one leg down to tap your toes on the floor, and as you exhale, bring that leg back to tabletop. Other side. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. And we're just going to keep going here. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. And again, you can feel those abdominals working to bring that leg back up. Making sure that those abdominals aren't bulging, yeah? We don't want our belly pushing up towards the sky. If anything, you can kind of feel it drawing in. Okay, you can stay with just the toes, or if you want to, we can add the arms. If we're adding the arms, we're reaching up to the sky, palms facing towards each other. So as you lower one leg to tap the toes on the floor, the opposite arm's going to reach overhead, and then they're both going to draw back into centre. So inhale, arm and leg reach away, and exhale back in through centre. So it's a little bit more challenging now for those abdominals. Really nice. One more on each side. And then bring your knees into your chest. Give your knees a little hug and just roll gently side to side. We're going to do another little set of those dead bugs. And again, if you want to add a little bit more challenge on, you can do it with a straight leg instead of a bent leg. So let's find those legs in tabletop again. Take the arms up to the sky. So again, you're either going to do toe taps or you're going to straighten the legs out. And this time as you inhale, you're going to reach one leg away, reach the opposite arm away, and then exhale to come back in through centre. Inhale, reach the arm and the leg away, and exhale back in through centre. Again, we're making sure that those abdominals aren't bulging, they're not pushing your belly out. If anything, you can feel it drawing in as you bring the arm and the leg back in. Can you do one more on each side? And as you finish that last one, again, knees in, give your knees a little hug and just roll out gently, side to side. Now keeping your knees into your chest, but bring your arms back down to anchor onto the floor. Now this time on an in-breath, I want you to reach one leg to that high diagonal. So reach one leg as far away from you as you can. And then as you exhale, you're going to pull that knee back in towards your chest. Other side, reach as you take a breath in, and then exhale as you bring the knee back in. Let's keep going. Inhale to reach, and exhale in. Inhale, reach, and exhale in. And we're trying to keep it really nice and controlled, really nice and stable. So we're not just straightening the leg out, we're reaching, we're lengthening, trying to touch the wall that's far away from you with those toes. Nice. As you reach your leg away this time, we're going to hold it out, and then we're going to lower it down towards the floor. We're going to lift it back up to the high diagonal, and then bring the knee back in. Breathe however makes sense to your body, but let's reach the leg away. Let's lower it down towards the floor, lifting back to the high diagonal, and knee comes all the way back in. So your leg doesn't have to touch the floor, it absolutely can if you want to, but don't feel that you have to. Good. Can you do one more of these on each side? Again, when you bring your leg in after that last one, give those knees a little hug again and just roll it out. Now if with these core and abdominal exercises you feel like your pelvis, you can't keep it still and it's rocking and rolling all over the place, you can always grab yourself a folded towel to pop it under your pelvis to allow your pelvis to kind of sit back a little bit, and that will help to keep it stable. Or you can always do your kickstand where you make that little triangle with your first finger and thumb and pop that under your hips. And again, it just helps to hold your pelvis a little bit stable. We're going to do some little frog presses now. So keeping the knees in towards you, but we're going to open the knees out and bring the heels together. Think like a little frog. We're going to place the arms down by our sides if you're not using them for a little kickstand. And this time we're going to squeeze the heels and press the legs away to that high diagonal. And then we're going to bend the knees back in, keeping that frog position. When you're ready, again, press those legs away, reaching for that high diagonal, and then draw those legs deep back in. Keep going with this. Breathe however makes sense. I inhale as I reach and exhale to draw back in. As long as you're breathing, I'm happy. As you press away, can you squeeze the legs together and then bend them back in? Two more. One more. And then bend the knees in. Give those knees a little hug again. We're going to stay with our little frog legs, but we're going to lower and lift the legs a little bit. So find your little frog leg position and then straighten the legs out. So we're going to have a little bend in the knee, heels together, and arms down by your sides if you don't need them. Now this time we're going to inhale and we're going to lower the legs just a couple of inches, and then we're going to exhale to bring them back up towards the sky. So inhale, just lowering a couple of inches, and exhale to come back up. Keep going with that. Don't hold your breath, keep breathing. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Keep going, 3 more, 3, 2. Last one. And then hug those knees in. Roll gently side to side. Okay, we're going to go on to some side leg work now. So taking the focus off your abdominals and moving it onto your outer hip now. So we're going to work that lateral hip. Can you see this? I have no room. He's fast asleep. So we're still using our abdominals because we're still going to be stabilising. But let's have that head resting on your hand. And then let's have the legs out long. And you can bring them slightly forwards if that feels better for you. I always bring mine slightly forwards. And then feet are flat and reaching away. And we're going to lift and lower that top leg. And the whole time you're reaching that leg away. We're trying to really stabilise our pelvis so that as we lift and lower the leg, it's just the leg moving and it's not this whole pelvis. You see how my waist kind of shortens and lengthens. So we're trying to keep that reach to keep this as still as possible. Two more. And then we're going to do a little circle, so keep reaching that leg away and we're going to circle. Make your circle as big or as small as you like, but again, try and keep your pelvis as still as you can. Can you reverse, go the other way? Good. And then we're going to take the leg back, so take it behind this bottom leg, and we're going to lift and lower here. Now, because we've taken that leg back a little bit, we're working the glutes even more now. Keep going. And then can you do little circles there? Can you reverse that circle, go the other way? It's really tricky to keep still here. And then bring that leg in and lower it all the way down. Ooh, give it a little rub, give it a little pat. Let's come up and stretch that hip out before we do the other side. So coming up to seated, bring that leg in towards you that you've just been working and cross it over the other side. Sit tall and twisting towards that bent leg, and you can use that front arm to draw your knee into your chest. Let's do the same on the other side. When you're ready, release those legs. Come down onto your other side. Again, head propped on your hand, legs out long, and then you can bring them slightly forwards. Pushing out through those flat feet, and we're going to lift and lower that top leg. And remember again, we're trying our best to keep our pelvis from rocking and rolling. Let's take it into circles. Keep reaching as you circle. And then reverse, go the other way. We're going to take that leg back. So again, back behind that bottom leg. We're going to lift and lower here. Keep reaching. Ooh. Can you feel it? I can feel it. Circle here. Reverse, go the other way. Ooh. Bring that leg in. Lower it down. Give it a little rub. Give it a little pat. Let's come up and stretch out that hip. Again, when you're ready. Like you've just been working, bring it in towards you. Cross it over the other side. And then twist. Scooping that knee into your chest. And let's just take a few breaths here. We're going to go over onto our front now for a little bit of back extension. So when you're ready, release those legs and come down onto your front. We're going to have our hands just in front of our shoulders. Forehead can rest on the floor or can be hovering if that's better for you. Pubic bone is anchored, tailbone slightly tucked, and legs are either together or hip width. We're going to, on an in-breath, press our hands into the floor and lift our head and our chest away from the floor. As you exhale, we're going to lower all the way back down. So it doesn't matter how big this is, just find a position that works for you. Let's go again, inhaling as you lift. And exhaling as you lower. Try and keep that tailbone anchored, tailbone tucked. So try and keep length in your lower back. We tend to want to tilt the pelvis the other way and shorten and tighten this lower back as we come up into these little back extensions. So make it small. Be mindful of your rib position. So as you lift, if you're pushing your ribs down to the floor, you're going to be creating that shear in that lower back, and that doesn't feel nice for anybody. Let's do one more like this. And as you lower down this time, bring your hands around. You can rest your forehead on your hands and just gently rock your hips side to side. We're going to stretch out the front of our thighs now. Before we do any work here, let's bend one knee and then reach your hand back and see if you can grab your ankle. I'm just going to hold here, so stretching out the front of those thighs, quad stretch. When you're ready, release that leg. Let's try the other side, bending the leg in. Go and see if you can reach your ankle. Good job. And then when you're ready, release that leg. Again, just gently rock your hips side to side here. So we're going to do some work now on the backs of our thighs. We're going to do some hamstring work and some glute work. So what I want you to do now is again bend your knee and bring one heel close to your bottom. And let's have a pointed foot here as we bring that heel towards your bottom. And then lower that leg all the way back down to the floor. Same leg, we're going to bring that leg in again, but this time we're going to have a flat foot as you bring that heel in towards your bottom. Pull it in as tight as you can and then lengthen and reach that leg away. Let's do the other side. So pointed foot first, bring the heel close towards your bottom, pull it in as tight as you can, lengthen and reach that leg away. Bring the same leg back in again, but this time with a flat foot. Bring the heel towards your bottom, really draw it in, and then lengthen and reach that leg away. Back to your first side. So we're doing a pointed foot first, pull it in, reach it away, and then a flat foot. Pull it in, and reach it away. Again, switch to the other side, pointed foot first, in, reach away, and flat foot, in, and reach away. One more on the other side. So pointed, in, reach away, and then flat foot, pull it in, and reaching away. Okay, so we're going to kind of do the same again, but we're going to make it a little bit quicker this time. So you can choose now whether you want to have your head resting on your hands here, or if you want to come up onto your elbows. If you're up on your elbows, we want the elbows under the shoulders, and we want to keep those shoulder blades nice and wide so that we're not kind of just dropping and sagging here. I'm going to go a little bit more quickly. So we're going to bend one knee. So we're going to bring pointed foot in, release, flat foot in, and all the way down. So it's like two little kicks, not going all the way to the floor. Other side. So point, flex, and lower. Point, flex, and lower. And all the time you're thinking about working your bottom and the back of your thigh, rather than your back. Keep switching sides. Point, flex, lower. Point, flex, lower. Let's do one more on each side. And as you lower down this time, we're going to push ourselves up and back to find our child's pose, find our rest position. Taking your bottom back towards your heels, reaching those arms forwards. Let's hold here. Giving your back a little stretch. And then staying in this child's pose, but can you walk your hands to one side? Hold there for a couple of breaths. Walking your hands in through centre and taking them over to the other side. Same thing, just holding there. And then when you're ready, coming back in through centre. And we're going to go over, excuse me, onto your back again. So we're down on our back again. This time we've got feet flat, knees bent, but bring the feet and the knees together. And then open your arms out to that T position, palms facing up. Roll your chest and your shoulders open. And then when you're ready, gently rolling your knees to one side. Coming in through centre and over to the other side. See if you can keep your shoulder blades and the back of your ribs anchored on the floor, so the twist is just at your waist and your pelvis, so upper body doesn't move, lower body's twisting side to side. Again, this is abdominal work, helping to bring your knees back in through centre. You're using those abdominals. So we can challenge this move a little bit more. So this is kind of our really nice release twist. We can make a bit more work for the abdominals by bringing the legs to tabletop. So as you're coming through centre this time, bring those legs into that tabletop position and do the same thing here. Maybe don't go as far to begin with, because it's more work, it's more load for those abdominals to be able to bring you back into centre. But try that. If you don't like it, go back to feet down on the floor. Still doing those abdominals there, we're still working those obliques, getting that twist. And again, if you want to challenge even more, as you come in through centre, you can straighten the legs out and do the little twist with a straight leg. Again, it's a lot more work, it's a lot more load, so don't go too far. See how that feels. And then as you come in through centre this time, just bend the knees in. Let's give those knees a little hug again and just roll gently side to side. Bringing your arms down by your sides now, let's anchor the arms down and take those legs back to tabletop. We're going to squeeze the knees together. I want you to imagine that you're holding a little pencil between your knees and we're going to draw a circle on the ceiling. So we're going to take the knees, let's go to the right, take your knees to the right and then draw the circle down around to the left and bring it back into centre. Let's do it the other way this time. So take the knees to the left, circle down around to the right and back into centre. Let's go again to the right, right, down around to the left and centre and to the left, down around to the right and centre. So we're going to do a couple more of those. So we go one side and then the other. Now you can choose to keep those knees bent or more challenge again, you can straighten the legs out. Imagine you're holding the pencil with your toes this time. Whichever way you want to do it, let's try that again. Let's go to the right, down around to the left and centre and to the left, down around to the right and centre. Let's go right, down around to the left and centre, left, down around to the right. We're going to do one more each way. Make that circle as big or as small as you feel that you want to and that you can control it. And as you come back into centre this time, knees in, knee hug, rock gently side to side. Letting your feet come back down onto the floor now. We're going to roll the knees all the way down to one side to the floor. Get those knees anchored down on the floor and then see if you can roll your upper body away. Find that T position here. Now, keep the knees down on the floor. Don't worry if your arm is hovering away from the floor. It may very well not come down to the floor. Mine certainly isn't on the floor. But we're rolling open the chest and the shoulders. Again, that big twist through your waist. We're going to hold and take some deep breaths here, so don't hold your breath. Take some deep, refreshing, cleansing breaths here as you try to let go of any tension that you're gripping through your jaw, through your neck, through your shoulders. Try and find a little softness here. And then kind of roll back onto your side again because we're going to do the same on the other side. So rolling onto your back. Again, we're going to keep the feet and the knees together. We're going to roll the knees to the other side. Again, let the knees come all the way to the floor. And then we're going to start to roll that upper body back out again on this side. Keep the knees down on the floor and just see where are you on this side. It might be totally different. I'm much closer to the floor on this side than I was the other side. Again, let's just take those deep breaths. Trying to find that softness again, so checking your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. Try not to hold on to anything that you don't need to be holding on to right now. Good. And then when you're ready, again, rolling onto your side first. As you then roll onto your back, knees to your chest again, and let's just roll it out, just to stop your back from getting a little bit grippy there. We're going to make our way over onto our hands and knees for those rhomboid push-ups now. So for any reason you don't want to go on your knees, you can absolutely do the rhomboid push-ups seated, just working the arms. But if you're happy on your hands and knees, we're going to have our fingers spread wide, our thumbs pointing towards each other and those elbow pits are forwards. And then we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together in your back and then press those shoulder blades wide. So shoulder blades squeeze and press, squeeze and press. And this is just to create some mobility around the shoulders and also to increase your awareness of where your shoulder blades are and what they're up to. Can't see them, they could be doing anything back there, so we kind of need to increase our awareness. They call it your proprioception. You're kind of knowing where your body parts are without having to see them. So now I want you to come to rest at that point where your shoulder blades aren't squeezing together. They're not super wide, they're kind of halfway in between. And again, you're not able to see, but your shoulder blade would be pretty flat on your back there. See if you can keep that flat position there. And then just coming off your hands for a moment. Let's just give those wrists a little twirl around. Give your hands a little shake out. Just move your shoulders around a little bit. So that's where we always want our shoulder blades to be. Not squeezing together, not super wide, kind of halfway and flat on your back. So we're going to have a little play around with finding our plank now, trying to keep those shoulder blades in that nice position. So when you're ready, let's find the plank. Fingers spread wide, thumbs point towards each other, elbow pits are forwards. Find that shoulder position, and then we're going to step into a plank. So one leg back, two leg back. Keep the shoulders where they are and see how we feel there. And then we're just going to come off that plank again. We're just going to come in and out of it a couple of times. So try going back into it again. And all we're trying to do here is keep those shoulders in that same position. And try not to disturb anything. Just do a couple of those in and out of that plank. Good. And then when you're ready, come on off your hands again. Give your wrists a little twirl around in each direction. Let's give our hands a little bit of a stretch. So bring your elbow in by your side and turn your palm up. And then use your other hand to pull those fingers back. Reaching your thumb away. And then gently pulling each finger in turn back. It's kind of nice to take a bit of time to stretch out your hands. Do 2 fingers at a time, do different combinations of fingers pulling back. Often when people have pain when they're on their hands and knees, it's due to tension in the hands and the wrists. So just having a little bit of time, give them a wriggle, just to give them a bit of attention can really help with that. Let's do the other side. So elbow tucks in, palm faces up. And I'm going to use that other hand to pull the fingers back, thumb reaches away. And it feels nice, isn't it? Your hands always appreciate a little bit of attention. Don't we all? Pull each finger in turn back as you stretch out those fingers. And again, doing 2 fingers at a time, doing different combinations, just getting in there and stretching everything out. And then give them a little wriggle. We're going to do a little bit of seated work next. So make your way over onto your bottom. And we're going to do spine stretch forward. So we're going to take our feet wide. Kind of slightly wider than your mat. And if you find that your back is a little bit tight and it's making you kind of sit a bit rounded, then grab a cushion or something to sit on so that you can sit with a tall back. Again, if your legs are super tight, you can bend your knees if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to keep the toes and the knees pointing straight up to the sky. And we're going to reach those arms forwards, palms face down. Take a breath in here. Drop your chin towards your chest, and as you exhale, we're going to round forwards. We're going to imagine that we're draping ourselves over a big beach ball in front of us, so we're rounding that back. Let your head drop. Take a breath in here, and let's restack our spine, coming back up to sit tall. And then as you exhale, drop those shoulders away from your ears. Let's do that again. Breath in, chin to chest, and exhale, rounding up and over that beach ball. When you've gone as far as you can, inhale to restack your spine back up to sit tall, and then exhale, drop those shoulders. Again, inhale, chin to chest, exhale, rounding forwards, forwards, forwards. Inhale to restack, and then exhale, drop those shoulders and release those arms all the way down. I'm going to bring the legs together this time. We're going to do a twist. So bringing those legs together, again, toes pointing up to the sky, knees are pointing up to the sky, and arms open out to the side, palms face down. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to twist as far as we can to one side. Release the twist slightly, and then twist even more. Inhale to come through centre, exhale to twist, release it slightly, and then twist even more. It's like we're really wringing out all of the air. Inhale, centre, exhale, twist. And twist. Inhale, centre. Exhale, twist. And twist. Keep going. And the thing to watch here is what's happening with your feet. If you notice one foot sliding past the other, or you're shifting at your hips, try and anchor down Imagining that you're sat in quicksand up to your waist, so lower body can't shift at all. Just that upper body twisting, and then as you come in through centre this time, just lowering those hands all the way down. We're going to do a little bit of that 90-90 leg position now. So we're going to see if we can have one leg bent in front of us and then one leg bent behind. If it's too much for you in seated, you can lie down on your back and do windscreen wiper legs or just the spine twist. But if you're happy with this, bring your hands down to the floor behind you, and then we're going to come up onto the soles of the feet and then roll the legs to the other side. So it's really good hip mobility stuff. Let's come back over to the other way again. We're just going to go between those two positions. So like I say, it's very much like the windscreen wipers that we do on the line down. I start walking away though, coming away from my mat. So as always, if you don't need your hands, you can take the hands away so that it's a little bit more of a challenge for your abdominals as well. It's a little bit harder without the hands because you don't have as much space in those hips to move the legs. So see how it feels for you. As you go to one side this time, whichever way your feet are pointing, we're going to twist our body the other way, and we're going to reach as far away from those legs as we can. So we're thinking about spiralling and reaching that arm away. Let's try that on the other side. So whichever way your feet have gone, we're going to reach away, we're going to spiral and twist away. Good. Do that in your own time, going from one side to the other and kind of just shifting my legs just because I'm rolling off my mat. And twist. And as you reach this time, can you bring that hand down towards the floor? So instead of up in the air, it's down on the floor. And then we're going to drape our body forwards. Can you come down to the floor here in this position? If you can't come all the way down to the floor, just get to wherever you can and then just hold for a couple of breaths. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to twist to the other side, reach, and then again bringing that hand down to the floor and draping your body over, coming down to the floor, just as far as you can, don't force anything, and then holding there for a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, coming up. So we're going to stay seated, but I want you to find a position that works for you. You can be cross-legged, legs to one side, or that 90-90 legs. I'm going to go for cross-legged today. And feel free to change up your seating position. We're going to do some side bends here. So when you're happy with your position, we're going to take one arm up to the sky, and then we're going to drop our shoulders away from our ears. Often when that arm comes up, that shoulder comes up, so drop the shoulder. Let your other hand come down to rest on the floor, and let's take it over into a side bend. We're going to just hold here, so take a couple of breaths. Watch for that shoulder. Can you see if it's trying to come up to your ear? Try and drop that shoulder away from your ear. Keep space between your shoulder and your ear. And on your next inhale, let's come up and take it over to the other side. Exhale as you go over again. Watch that shoulder trying to get to your ear. Couple of breaths here. We're going to start to move a little bit quicker now. So on your inhale, come up, windmill the arms. Exhale, over you go. Inhale, come up. Exhale, over we go. Let's do a few of those. Real nice stretch down your side body. And as you go over to one side this time, we're going to pause there. We're going to take that top hand and place it behind your head and press your head heavy into your hand. We're going to do a little twist here. So we're going to twist to look down towards the floor. And then we're going to twist to look up towards the sky. Twist to look down towards the floor. And twist to look up towards the sky. One more time. Twist down. Twist up. Come back in through centre. Release that top arm. And let's go over to the other side. Again, hand is going to come behind your head. Press your head into your hand. And let's twist down. And up. Twist down. And up. One more time. Twist down. Twist up. Come back into centre. Reach that arm. And then come on up and lower the arm down. Now if you cross-legged like me, cross them over the other way. If you've got your legs to one side, take them to the other side. We're going to do a little side bend again, just like we did before. So arm up, drop the shoulders and take it over. And we're going to keep the flow going. So up and over from one side to the other. Good. And again, as you go over to one side this time, we're going to stay there. We're going to twist to look down towards the floor. We're going to bring this top arm down to anywhere that it will rest. It can be on your leg, it can be on the floor, wherever it will reach. We're going to think about our cat-cow here. So can you try and round your spine? And it might not move very much at all, that's fine. And then we're going to think about lifting the chest. So it's like that little cat-cow. You're trying to round your spine, then you're trying to lift and extend your spine. Do one more time. Like I say, you might not even really be able to tell from the outside what you're doing. That's fine. Come back in through centre. We're going to twist again back into that side bend position and come up and over and do the same on the other side. I'll kind of turn to the side so you might be able to see a little bit better what I'm doing. So again, we're going to dig into the side bend. We're going to twist to bring that hand down wherever it will reach. And we're going to hold there. We're going to again try and do that cat-cow. So it's a little bit of a rounding of that back. And then a little bit of a lift and an extension. Again, a little bit of a rounding, a little bit of a lift. It's just challenging your spine to move in ways that perhaps it doesn't normally get moved. And then as you come back in through centre again, take your arm back into that side bend position, come up and lower that arm down. Okay, we're going to take our legs into a slightly different position now. I'm going to go into a long frog, so I'm going to have soles of the feet together and knees out to the side. You can have any position you want. You can go wide, together. Just about not always choosing the same position to work in. We're going to do a really gentle twist. So we're going to take a breath in here. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to one side and let your hands come down to rest on your legs, on the floor, wherever you can reach. Just hold for a breath. Inhale to come through centre and exhale, twist the other way. Again, let your hands come down, just hold for a breath. And we're going to keep moving again with this now. So inhale, centre, exhale, twist. Inhale, centre, exhale, twist. A couple more. Let's do one more to each side. And then as you come back in through centre, lengthen your legs out long. Just roll those legs in and out. A little bit of a release for those legs. Ooh. Find however's comfortable, just roll your shoulders. We're just going to make sure we're not going to take any tension away with us. We're going to be all nice and relaxed and loose. Take your head side to side. A couple of big breaths. One more time, big breath. Let it all go. Guys, you are done.